I forgot to grab the splitting maul. It's frozen to the ground. Oh, and just like that. We told a friend of ours that we would get them more wood, and so I'm gonna go work on splitting up his load. We probably have about a cord laying on the ground, about a third of it is split, so I'm just gonna work on splitting that for the rest of the day. I just got all the way down here and realized that I forgot to grab the splitting maul. I accidentally left it up at the house, so now I gotta walk back up and grab it. So I'm gonna go get the splitting maul and then I will start splitting some wood. It's frozen to the ground. Oh, that's good. Man, that baby does not want to split. You're gonna be a tough one, aren't you? Oh, there's so many knots that instead of splitting it, it just chips the sides off. It's like trying to split a rock. Those knots are so dense. Oh, there we go. Whack. Whack. So I have horrible aim. Horrible aim. All right, this one's got a big knot right here. Let's see what happens. Oh, gotcha. Splitting wood's actually pretty fun. Oh, except for when it does that. This wood was pretty easy to split for the most part. There were some pieces that had some knots in them, which made them a little bit tougher to split, but overall it wasn't too bad. I was just trying to do some of the work while my husband was at work. That way he had less work to do when he came home. These people have been needing some more firewood for a couple weeks now, so we really needed to get it done. And while we don't have hardly any firewood ourselves, we had told them that we would get them wood, so that was our first priority. I don't know if you've ever noticed when I split wood how I'll grab the axe and then I'll slide my hand up like this and then swing and throw it down with two hands. When I used to split wood, I used to do it like this, and I would hold that heavy thing behind my head and swing it like that, which still works, but the amount of energy that you are wasting, if you hold an axe or a splitting maul and you lift it behind your head, it feels so heavy back there. So if you do it this way, if you slide this hand up here by the head of the axe, then throw it back, you can't really feel that weight. And it just gives you more power behind your swing. So I noticed a huge difference, especially when I do it side by side like that. It helps with your aiming too. Like when I do this, I can feel that axe head just like going wherever it wants. But when you have like this closer grip on it, it just more control and more power. Look how much work this takes to hold this up. It's like super heavy, right? Do this, I can stand here all day. Not that you're here to learn how to split firewood, just in case. You know, another thing I learned is if it's not splitting, there's already a natural occurring crack here. It's already checked from drying out. So what I'm gonna do to make it easier to split is I'm gonna hit it right here on this side. I'm not gonna hit it in the middle anymore because I've went for that twice and it didn't make a dent, didn't crack it. So we're gonna go for right here. I'm gonna do my best. My aim is not the greatest, but that's where I'm aiming for, is that edge directly across from the crack. I was close. I don't know if you can see that. Can't really get it apart now, but there's a crack in there now. It goes all the way across. So now I'm gonna go for the middle. And just like that. On a really hard piece of wood, it will take more than just that. But the way that works is you go for each edge and crack the edges first, because it's easier to crack from the edges. And then once you get those cracks forming, it splits apart. It works. I have tested it on many hard pieces of wood. If there's not already a crack right here, You hit it a couple times here, hit it a couple times here, and then hit it in the middle. But we've already got a crack here, so we're already in a good spot. So I'm going to go for this right here. Oops, that was a bad aim. That was more like the middle. There we go. See that? Not quite the edge, but pretty close. Opened up that crack there. Now we're going to go for the middle, and I can guarantee you this piece of wood is going to split. So there you go. These pieces of wood weren't really the greatest for demonstrating that, but there are some pieces of wood that are really hard to split, and you could hit them 20 times in the middle and not get them split. And when you're working at it from the edges, it's just a lot easier to make a crack. It's hard to explain, but it really does work. A load of firewood is a quick way to make a little bit of extra money, and in the winter that we've had, we have really needed every last penny we could get. So I know for some people it might not make sense to be selling firewood when we don't have any ourselves, but we can keep going out every weekend and getting enough to get us through the week. But going out and getting a load and making a couple $100 to pay the bills or buy groceries really just makes more sense for us. When we're both here to work on it, it goes by pretty fast, especially when we're loading the truck together and stacking the wood together. It just makes it go by a lot quicker and easier that way. We don't normally like to sell firewood split and stacked, but everybody that wanted to buy it this year wanted it split and stacked. And of course, we couldn't say no to any money, so we ended up splitting and stacking every load that we sold to people, which just makes it take a lot more time and effort. If we didn't have to split this wood as small and we could have done quarters and halves, and not have to stack it when we deliver it, it would take a lot less time and a lot less work. But when you're splitting it like this, not only does it take the time to split it, but it takes more time to load the truck because you have more pieces to put up there. But when you need the money, you just kind of do what you gotta do. We've been running out of firewood pretty much all winter. We've had to go out every couple weeks to get some for ourselves as well, because when we do go out, we never even go out and get a whole load. We just get a little bit, what we can find to get us through for a couple of weeks. My husband's been working a lot ever since he's been home, and before that, when he wasn't home, we didn't ever have time to go out. Normally we would go get our firewood in the spring or the fall and have all of our firewood in for the whole year, but we were not able to do that this year. And so we were just going out and getting it every couple weeks, and that's not ideal at all because it can be pretty stressful when we get close to running out and we get down to like 2 pieces of firewood, and then we have to go out and get it no matter what day or time it is. But luckily it has been a pretty mild winter, so while we did have to do that and deal with the stress of it, it would have been much worse if we had a regular winter. So we will do better next year and make sure to be more prepared. If you like watching my videos, please make sure you like and subscribe.